if the history you know was designed to keep you from knowing who you really are? Not wrong, not broken, but manufactured by people who understand something you don't. That if you control a person's past, you control their present. And if you control their present, you own their future. This video will not just change your mind, it will break it and remake it with truth. So take a breath. This is your red pill. The most powerful weapon in the world isn't a bomb. It's a story. The person who controls the story of the past controls your identity, controls your beliefs, controls what you will accept and what you will never question. Let me ask you, why is your life tied to a 9-to-5 calendar? Why were you taught Columbus discovered a land millions already lived in? Why are pyramids called tombs when no pharaoh has ever been found inside? Because when you believe a version of history that was edited, reduced, and sanitized, you stop asking the real question: who am I, really? They told you Sumer was the first civilization. Wrong. Let me introduce you to Karahunch in Armenia, over 7,500 years old, older than Stonehenge, or Nabta Playa in Egypt, where people aligned massive stones to stars before the pyramids. Then there is Göbekli Tepe, 12,000 years old, buried on purpose. Why would an ancient society build massive stone temples, then cover it all with dirt and walk away, unless they were hiding something so powerful? They feared the next civilization couldn't handle it, or worse, they feared it would be taken. Every time a new empire rises, it doesn't just conquer land, it rewrites the past. The Romans crushed Druid knowledge. The Christians burned the Library of Alexandria. The Spanish destroyed Mayan records. Only 3 codices survived out of thousands. The British classified thousands of colonial documents, buried the evidence. This isn't accidental. This is psychological warfare across centuries. It is called cultural reset. Wipe the memory, install a new one, like formatting a hard drive. What if the ancients knew things we are only now rediscovering? The Dogon tribe in Mali knew about Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye, thousands of years before telescopes. Ancient Indian texts like the Vedas describe atomic structure, time dilation, and even flying machines. Vimanas. Pyramids around the world, in China, Mexico, Indonesia, Egypt, are aligned to specific stars and resonate with acoustic frequencies. Why did ancient people care so much about stars, sound, and vibration? Because they weren't primitive. They were trying to tell us something. We are made of frequency. The universe responds to sound. Now ask yourself, why isn't this in your school book? Now we go deeper. What if the timeline itself is false? This is the new chronology theory by Anatoly Fomenko, a Russian mathematician. He used statistical analysis of historical texts to show that events we think are centuries apart may actually be copies of each other. Some rulers and wars were fabricated or merged for narrative control. The Dark Ages may have been invented to fill in the gaps. Even Isaac Newton himself questioned historical chronology. Yes, Newton. You think time is linear? History says otherwise. Your brain craves order. It needs stories to survive. The controllers know this, so they built myths as cages. We came from monkeys. Civilization began with farming. The past was savage. The present is enlightened. These are not facts. They are narrative sedatives. Because if you ever truly questioned why we forget our childhood memories before age 3, why ancient sites are found under oceans, why every ancient culture speaks of a flood, gods from the sky, and lost knowledge, you might wake up, and the system can't have that. Ancient cultures weren't just talking about gods. They described sky beings, flying chariots, hybrid children, and stars where they came from. The Sumerians called them Anunnaki. The Indians called them Devas. The Egyptians called them Nitiru. You were told it's all mythology. But here is what NASA doesn't mention. Earth is 5,000 years ahead of its expected magnetic shift cycle. Pyramids are built on energy nodes on the Earth's magnetic grid. The US military has classified thousands of national artifacts under national security. Ask yourself, why? What did the ancients know that we are just starting to remember? This isn't about history. This is about identity. Because if you really know who you really are, what you are really capable of, what your ancestors truly understood, you would be uncontrollable. The system fears a human being who remembers not just what was done, but what was hidden, what was stolen, what still lies, buried under layers of lies. Right now, you feel it, don't you? That itch in your mind, that whisper of what if, that uncomfortable truth your school never taught. You are not a product of coincidence. You were a spark of something ancient, powerful, and forgotten. So I'll leave you with one question. If history is a lie, then who are you really? If you made it this far, you are already one of us. Hit subscribe because this rabbit hole is just beginning.